Welcome back to TikiTaka Talks, your home of everything football, analysis, banter, and that Kenyan flair. I'm your host, DJ Samshens, the boy from Lanet, and today we are diving into Manchester United's solid victory 2-0 against Sunderland at Old Trafford. Goals from Mason Mount and Benjamin Šeško sealed the victory, but the real hero for that game has been the new goalkeeper, Senne Lammens. Stick around. I've got the stats, the tactics, the controversies, and the vibes. This is episode 2. United rise again. Let's get into it. Let's start from the top. The final score is 2-0 for Manchester United. They came into the game after some mixed results in the previous games. You could feel the pressure at Old Trafford, and Sunderland, newly promoted, were brave and compact earlier on. In just the 8th minute, a beautiful 16-pass sequence or a move. Yes, 16 passes move ended with Mason Mount shooting and slotting the ball into the nets in the 8th minute after a clever cross from Bryan Mbeumo. That was a pure TikiTaka football, something Ruben Amorim has been drilling into the squad for the longest. Then in the 31st minute, Benjamin Šeško, the big man, the giant, the legend, the talented guru, tapping home from the close range from a throw-in routine. That is the second goal in consecutive 2 games. That is a very big deal for him, showing growth in confidence and in front of the goal, and very little for that matter. Sunderland tried to react before the first half end, but with Adingra and Traore being lively, but nothing mounted into anything big. And Senne Lammens was a shot stopper in that goal for them not to score any goal. That was a clean sheet for Senne Lammens. Now, tactically, Ruben Amorim went into his usual 3-4-2-1 formation, which saw Lenny Yoro, Delete, and Luke Shaw at the back, giving balance in build-up, while wingbacks were Ahmad and Dalot pushed really high, keeping Sunderland wide men pinned on the ground. So Mount and Mbeumo played behind Šeško, both floating between lines, where that made Sunderland even become ish-ish, while Xhaka, like the midfield of Xhaka and Sadiki, they were very well pocketed, like they had to struggle a lot in that game. Every time they pressed, space opened behind them, and that was a chance for Manchester United to score. Amorim's system worked beautifully in that game, and in transitions, short, quick passes and through the thirds were very evident in that game, which made Adingra and Traore in that flanks. But something happened. Ballard, when he came in for Adingra in the 37th minute, you could see they were switching from attack to damage control. They tried it so much, but they could not make it. So one thing I want to talk about also is the goal by Mason Mount. Mason Mount played a very good goal. He had a very high work rate for him in that game. His creativity was on point, and for me, that's what United have been missing in that midfielder. That was a good game by Mason Mount and a good goal also. And it was very evident that he could even arrive late inside the goal and even create some chances for Manchester United. Another person I'm going to talk about is Benjamin Šeško, a proper number 9, strong, composed, talented. Positioning is on point for him, and the goal might look simple, but if you could see very tactically for him, he's a good person, and his movement before the throw-in was a very good position for him. Another guy I'm going to talk about is the unsung hero, the Cameroonian, the guy by the name Bryan Mbeumo. Bryan Mbeumo is an unsung hero because he's assisted the first goal, but many people are not talking about him. And he also stretched that defense widely. go again from the balls from Amad Diallo, the switches and the overlaps for him, he is perfect in that sense. Another person I'm going to talk about is the number one goalkeeper in the world currently, Senne Lammens. Did you know that in the Belgian league, Senne Lammens had the most saves in that league? In a whole season, he saved almost 190 something saves in a single season. A big milestone for that guy. So he is a big prospect and the best number one as replacement for David De Gea for Manchester United. So Senne Lammens, Mason Mount, Benjamin Sesko, and Brian Mbeumo are the players that I looked up to in that game. The numbers. So these are some of the numbers and the breakdown of the numbers. Possession, Manchester United had 50.2, while Sunderland had 49.8. So that is almost similar, or they balanced that possession well. But Manchester United created so many chances, 15 shot goals, total shots, while 6 shots on target. While that Sunderland team had 8 shots and 3 on target, which were all saved by Senne Lammens. United completed around 445 passes with an accuracy of 79%, while Sunderland had completed 416 passes with a complete percentage of, let's say, give or take 68 Apple. So it was a balanced game on paper, but not on execution. Discipline-wise, Casemiro is a problem. Casemiro, during the previous game, he got a straight red card. But in this game against Sunderland, he made a very bad tackle. And for that matter, the referee gave him a yellow card. That yellow card, for me, evidently enough, it was supposed to be a red card. But I don't know what happened with the referee. Maybe he felt pity for him because of 2 consecutive red cards. But for Casemiro, he should be he should tone down his aggressiveness and also be very careful not to lose another game because of a straight red card. But he was only given a yellow card, while Sunderland had 4 yellow cards. Yes, number 1 was Aderete, number 2 Sadiki, Traore, then Xhaka. All those people got a straight yellow card. Signs of frustrations from that team, but it's normal for a team that is losing to get those straight yellow cards. So controversies and VAR moment. We all know it will not be a Premier League game without VAR drama. This happened before the end of the first half, where Benjamin Sesko, after a ball was being chipped into the box, Benjamin Sesko raised his high boot. There was a high boot offense there, but and the referee pointed his hands towards the penalty spot kick. But after a good VAR intervention, VAR stated that there was no impact from Benjamin Sesko to the Sunderland player, and that penalty spot was revoked again by the VAR. So that was going to become a very big deal because it could have given a momentum for Sunderland, even come back for us, but it is nothing permanent, or nothing happened against that. Later, Sunderland's Traore got booked for simulation in the second half. That summed up their frustration in the game during with Manchester United, which they could not break through their formation. So the big picture and the Manchester United manager talk. So what does this mean for Manchester United and Ruben Amorim? Although many people had said that Ruben Amorim is going to be sacked after Sunderland's game, it is not evident to that, because it is said that Ineos and the Glazer family were behind and backed Ruben Amorim fully for a full season. They say that they're going to judge him after a season. So that's a big milestone. So for that win also created a lot of momentum and even confidence among the players in that game. So for that matter, Ruben Amorim's job is intact. First, it's a confidence booster that Amorim's 50th game is a win, and for him, it's a big deal. And he's slowly building an identity. You can see the shades of this team, Sporting Lisbon philosophy. You could see it very evidently in that game. compact defense, controlled possession, and quick vertical transitions between the game. The combination of Mount, Fernandes, and Šeško is starting to click very well and gel for that matter in Manchester United. And Lammens gives a lot of stability in the goal and something to build on for Manchester United. He's very compact. He wins a lot of high balls. He's very tall and he's very good in terms of both feet. Senne Lammens can play both on the left foot and on the right foot. Either he can even dribble. He can go past a person using the left foot, then go back to the right foot, then puts across towards the striker, that is Benjamin Šeško. He had a lot of chances towards Benjamin Šeško, but Benjamin Šeško was pocketed a lot during the second half of that match. But other than that, Senne Lammens played a very fantastic goal. For Sunderland, the goalkeeper Regis, or the manager, was very organized during the first few minutes, but after the first goal, mostly all of them went out, and even their momentum got down immensely. So but they were also conservative. Also, they started brightly but lost their faith after the first goal. They needed to find that attacking spark, but they could not find it because of the formation of Manchester United. So this is the fan reaction segment. Now it's a new segment. And on Twitter, someone asked me, or on X, his name is Red Devil Kenya. Finally, Amorim Ball is alive. While Sunderland Soul tweeted, good effort, but no final punch. I saw fans praising Lammens also as the Benjamin or the Belgian David De Gea. Some were also calling him Schmeichel in disguise. He's a reincarnated version of Peter Schmeichel. So that's a headline right there. If you're in Old Trafford or watching from Kenya, kindly tell me how you saw that game and give me your thoughts. I'll read your comments in the episode 3 of TikiTaka Talks. And that's a wrap up for us in episode 2. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. A tactical masterclass, a debut to remember for Senne Lammens, and a sense that United are starting to find their original rhythm. Remember to follow DJ Samshens on all social media platforms and also subscribe to my channel, share, and also invite friends to view some of our videos. I'm DJ Samshens, the boy from Lanet. See you in episode 3 where we'll talk about who's really challenging for the Premier League title, that is Manchester United, and that other clubs. So the player of the match for that game was going to be Senne Lammens. It was his debut and he got a clean sheet and a very massive 3 saves for Manchester United. This game was the 3rd consecutive game that we've won at Old Trafford. Hopefully, we are going to keep that momentum going and even win more and more goals, home and away. If we could make that momentum become a thing for Manchester United, we are title contenders, because currently we are just behind the first team, that is Arsenal, with just 6 points. That is 2 games. So we are on the right track currently, and we wish Ruben Amorim and Manchester United a very good game. So that's all. God bless us and God bless Manchester United. See you on episode 3 of TikiTaka Talks, where football matters, banters, tactics, statistics, and so on and so forth are the priority of this podcast. See you on the next episode. Thank you very much and God bless you so much. Glory, glory, Manchester United.